Good morning, it's me, Waddles Malone here. I've been cooped up all morning, waiting and waiting. Actually, almost dropped something else, but the glorious moment, it has arrived. Snapshot Day fans, I'm going to need you to make maximum volume today because it is indeed, again, a Snapshot Day. It's also News Day and Beta Day. Today is a pretty small snapshot, which means it's guess time. Down in the comments below, updated guess, 1.19. When do you think it's going to drop? Try and call it down below. Let's talk about the snapshot. In this week's snapshot, we have a warden and iron golem spawning change. We have some chat changes, a lot actually. Some news stuff, and that's sad. That's really sad. And just a fair warning, today's wild update video is a little bit emotional. My favorite wild update feature is kill. Let's go ahead and get this technical chatty stuff out of the way. So over the course of the past few snapshots now, some changes have been being made to chatting. Even more changes were made to chatting in this week's snapshot. Here are some of the technical changes if you want to check them out for yourself. I did see something very enticing somewhere in here. Somewhere inside of all of this text, sorry, I actually can't read, but somewhere in here, I saw something about emoji. Oh, right there. Emojis and chat coloring. Oh my gosh. Forget a different biome update, forget a firefly, forget any of that. Emojis, that's what we all needed. I said it before, I would say it again. Emojis, it's what we all needed. No, but in seriousness, there are lots of chat changes here. I'm sure they're all really nice, but I don't really, typically use the chat in my world, because I'm alone. Because I chose to be alone, to be clear, I like to be alone, but yeah, I don't chat to myself. That's weird. Moving on, in this week's snapshot, we have a warden and iron golem spawning change. As of this week's snapshot, iron golems and wardens will make sure they spawn above something solid. Oh, okay, it does work, I was gonna say, I went ahead and loaded up this nostalgia dose right here in Minecraft Guide Season 3 to test the iron farm to make sure it would still work after this change. It definitely does. I mean, I guess it makes sense, these are all solid blocks up here anyways, mostly. That's cool. Same thing is going to go for our wonderful friend, the warden. The warden will now only spawn on blocks that are solid. Oh god, oh no, look away. Next up, unfortunately, sit down. We need to have a talk. Let's talk a little bit about something I'm calling the Great Deathening. For this one, we will need the sad music on max. Not just one track, but two. Okay, that sounds horrendous. We'll go back to one. Unfortunately, if you haven't heard quite yet, the Firefly, the wonderful, the sweet, the tiny Firefly, it's canceled. The BIRCH FOREST update, it was actually never happening, and the bundle, oh, the sweet bundle, it's been waiting for, literally years now. The bundle in 1.19, the bundle in 1.19
canceled.
Is kill. Look, we need to have a little talk. Life, it's a cycle. There's a beginning and there's an end point for all things. The beginning is happy, usually the sad, it is end. You know how it is. But unfortunately, the end is here. And oh boy, if I'm gonna be quite honest, it does not seem like the community is quite happy about this. So if you didn't hear about this one, this is actually news from a couple days ago. Gotta send a big shout out to Mojang for this one, because over on the Mojang channel, there is an Ask Mojang show. This Ask Mojang show answered some questions about things. This is pretty cool. Highly recommend checking it out down below, but warning, emotional. In this video, the devs have officially announced that the Firefly is cut from 1.19. Originally, the frog was supposed to eat the Firefly and you get frog light, but somebody had to go and open their mouth. And unfortunately, the developers found out that is indeed poisonous and will kill the frog, so they decided to cut the Firefly from the update. I guess. BIRCH FOREST update, on the other hand, that was teased at Minecraft Live, well, there's actually something different there. It wasn't really teased. It was just some beautiful concept art that the devs were showing us. At the end of the day, concept art is just concept art. It does kind of make sense, looking back on it now. Minecraft Live talked all about the swamp and the deep dark and stuff, and not the BIRCH FOREST at all. But potentially this one could have been prevented by maybe disclaiming sooner, rather than later, that the BIRCH FOREST update is not in 1.19. Because now we know. And then a lot of people were pretty sure on this one, but the video confirmed it for sure. The bundle is also not included in the 1.19 wild update. This means that the wild update is probably just about done when it comes to features. It does not mean that the bundle is canceled forever though. Don't worry, the bundle is still accessible through commands on Java Edition. And on Bedrock Edition, in place of the bundle, you have a big salmon and some other parody things like water cauldron, so that's cool. Now I'd like to talk about this just a tiny bit here, because it doesn't seem like people are having this one. For the past few days, Twitter has been trending with Minecraft, and if you look inside of the trend for Minecraft on Twitter, there are some very bad words in there, really bad and harsh, disgusting, not good words. So, yeah. A common thing that I'm hearing and seeing is the wild update is indeed not wild enough with these changes that are in wild update. I don't really want to spend too much time getting into it today. We want to keep things moving along, but just keep in mind, remember that the things inside of 1.19, the warden and the skull sensors in specific, have an insane, absurd amount of depth and complexity to them. I mean, the warden is literally the most complex mob in the entire game, and then the skull sensor with the comparator sorting and all of that other stuff, there's a lot to it. Of course, that's not to forget an entire new biome, the mangrove swamp biome with frogs that are relatively complex as well, the deep dark, the ancient cities that could mean something big for the future. Yeah, but the big thing here is those 3 features are unfortunately not included in 1.19. Let's move on before I cry. Not really a snapshot, but very similar. Minecraft beta and preview 1.19.0.32 or 33. This thing also dropped today. I won't be making an individual video on this beta because it's not really significant enough. Instead, I will show you the changelog. The changelog, as you can see here, is a changelog. Even more specifically, this changelog is pretty short. It's a very, very small beta. This beta, the preview, basically just has bug fixes, which is another big sign of confirmation that wild update is very, very close. Potentially, like, soon close. That's kind of crazy. Back to the snapshot stuff, check this out. The locate command has been changed. So, previously you would type /locate and then like ancient city, and that's how you would do it. Now, locate and locate biome have been merged. So if we're going to locate a biome, we're going to do locate biome, and then whatever we're looking for, desert, there we go, we do that, and then it works. It'll find a desert, that's like normal. Now let's say I want to find a structure, then what we're going to do is locate structure, and then ancient city, we do that like that, and there we go, it works. Basically, we have a little bit more command cleanup happening. I like the change. I think it is nice. It reminds me of some of the changes that were made to the place command last week, which, speaking of, a place template. That is brand new as well. But if you notice, there was actually more to the locate command. Let's check that out. So, locate biome, that's old. Locate structure, also old. Locate POI, this is really interesting. So check this out, a point of interest is all of these things right here. There are so many different points of interest. I figure we would go ahead and test this out. Let's go ahead and try and find, there it is, librarian, axolotl. Will it locate axolotl? Okay, 40 blocks away, that seems about right. I fall right on top of axolotl. Axolotl, I miss you so much. I have a command and I will never lose you again. This is a beautiful moment of all time. I still love your taste in art too. Ah, that's great. A throwback. It's such a small thing, and honestly, you're probably judging me immensely and intensely for liking this so much, but like command cleanup with the place command, the locate command now, I love it. It makes things cleaner and more simplified. It's just great. Really, really love this stuff. When it comes to that place template command, here is all of the information that you've ever wanted to know and more. Speaking of other things that are really, really nice, bug fixes. That is going to do it for this week's snapshot. A good handful of bug fixes in this week's snapshot. I can't lie, I was actually kind of surprised that it was saying snapshot this week. I really thought it was going to be a pre-release, but I guess we'll see. Maybe next week. Anyways, final moments to take a guess. When do you think the wild update will release? If you've never guessed before, this is the perfect day to do it for the first time. Smash like, it's right down below the video, and on the end card is going to be an enticing and exciting video on the Birch Forest from yesterday. You gotta check it out. Patron gang, Andrew H, Gabriel Y, Paul P, and Fire Dragon 19. Thank you all so much for the support. You're all wonderful for taking the time to watch today's video. This has been me, your boy. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.